Hey, welcome back to We Who Wander, and we're going to be giving a weekly check-in. So Heather and I are going to every week come and sit down and just let you know, hey, this is what's been happening. Here's the good, here's the crazy. But we're just going to share a little bit each week with you about what we've been doing and what's been happening.
So week one,
we flew into Idaho, into Boise, and we went right over to Meridian and got our RV, our fifth wheel. We drove to this guy's house. We were staying there for a couple of days actually, on his property. Just kind of getting to know what it's like to live in a fifth wheel.
and honestly, Christian, who was the guy we bought it from, amazing.
Yeah.
Helped in so many ways.
Such a great family.
Such a great family, such a great guy. I feel like we're really lucky having actually bought it from him. So we left Maui on a red eye, which is pretty common to do, but actually not the greatest decision. And I feel like we should have learned this by now. It's always like, well, we can sleep on the plane. Nobody sleeps on a plane. Do you sleep on a plane? I don't. We do not sleep on a plane. We do not sleep, or we sleep roughly. So here's the thing. It was like crazy getting everything prepared to leave Maui for, really like insane. For weeks. Non-stop stuff. Then we hop on a plane and land in Boise with just, you know, a bunch of bags and everything, and then go straight into our first look and the first introduction to the RV with the girls.
Yeah, we hadn't actually even seen it in person, right? Like we bought it and then just drove to it.
Flew to it, then drove to it. And so we were tired, we were raw, hungry. So we were so psyched. Like, the girls are gonna love this because originally, gosh, we have so much to talk about, honestly. Ugh. Originally, when we first decided this thing, we were looking at Class A's. We looked and looked and looked, really like months. And when we decided finally on the fifth wheel, we didn't actually tell the girls. And so we were really excited because the model that we had decided on was a bunkhouse. It means it has a bedroom, an extra bedroom. So before we were looking at just them sleeping in bunks, you know, like on the side of the RV. And this was, they were gonna have their own bedroom. There was so much more space. It was new, so there wasn't
this particular model, like, I liked it because it had an extra toilet. It had a little loft area above the bed. Yeah, I mean, it was like this was hands down the way to go.
We were thinking, we were like rolling. So we get the girls and we rock up to this thing and we get in, and
pictures are deceiving in the sense that things look so much bigger in pictures, especially when so many pictures are like the, you know what, the fisheye or whatever. Just pictures make things look bigger.
And we were so tired and so hungry. And anyway, so we walk in and we're like, look at this.
No, it's beautiful. I mean, it's incredibly decked out.
It's much better than what we were looking at before.
Oh yeah, like 20-year-old RVs that the floors were falling out when we got inspections. It was crazy.
So their reaction was like,
this is where we're gonna live.
Have to live here for a year? And so one of the first things are like, look at you, get your own room, and there's bunks in there. Cadence like gets on the bunk bed, and she's like,
she doesn't fit.
She's
like a few inches too tall.
And they start the meltdown process. I can just see it in their eyes. Now, like, full disclosure, I start doing the same thing. Yeah. I'm like, what did we do?
Yeah, she had a couple of days of like
such a bad idea.
Remorse.
What were we thinking? We're not prepared for this. So everyone's thinking through the lens of, can I do this for a year? And so I'm like doing the same thing, mind you, but saying to them, let's just take it day by day. Let's just take it day by day. He was like, yay. And we were like, oh my gosh. I was seriously considering how do we get home and kick the person out of our house that we have in it right now. Like, how do we do this? We rallied. So we were like, let's go to Chipotle. We needed to rescue some of the moment. So we went to Chipotle, ate, refueled a little bit.
In our rental car, by the way, because we didn't have a truck to pull this thing yet.
I think we're feeling a little bit better.
Yeah.
I can kind of tell there's still some emotion with the girls.
Right across from Chipotle is da-da-da!
Trader Joe's.
Which, of course, she loves.
Which was another moment because we went from Chipotle to Trader Joe's. And it was super exciting, although it was freezing in there. I think our bodies just hadn't acclimated and everything yet.
It's cold here in the Pacific Northwest.
So yeah, that's kind of where we were. I will say that evening there were a lot of tears, a lot of talks. Say, I hear you. I hear that this was a huge mistake. I hear that this is not going to work. I hear that this, that it was so hard. They were seeing that we were a little like fish out of water, didn't know how to do anything. I think that's hard for kids to see when their parents are like, don't know anything of what's going on. So, but we talked, we had a family talk of like, this is the first time we've done this. We don't know what we're doing, but we're all learning together, and it's okay to learn new things, and it's okay that we don't know what's going on. And I think it really helped. Okay, Christian has a beautiful property and a beautiful family.
Oh, and it's such a beautiful, you wake up in the morning and it's just like mountain, beautiful, nothing in front of you.
And he has a dog.
That's
the
true.
Smartest, sweetest, most entertaining dog.
It's a pointer, yeah?
Yeah, some kind of a hunting dog. Super well trained, and was stoked to be hanging out with our girls, which was a lifesaver. If I'm gonna say that right now, I think that saved our tushies, because the girls were able to go out and play with him and throw any sort of thing they could find to throw, and he entertained them and loved them, and it was huge for us.
Yeah.
Because it helped bring a smile to their face.
Dog, children's best babysitter.
Yes, so that was the first couple of days, and we were just learning things and trying to get, things figured out.
So day 2, we were like, hey, this is awesome. We got our place, things are starting to get settled. But we had nothing to move this thing. So it was on the property, and we legitimately couldn't move it off of this property because we had a rental car. And so we had to go truck hunting.
We did finally find a truck, but something else that we realized was we have nothing. Things that when you move house to house, you usually bring stuff with you, and probably everyone else who's ever decided, let's full-time RV, even if they sold everything, they kept the things that they would need.
We had no forks, we had no spoons, we had no cups, we had no towels. We had no Tupperware. We had nothing to cook on, no pan, no food. There's nothing. And
I think that I hear that you're probably going, yeah, of course. No, we just didn't think about it. We were thinking about so many other things that we didn't think that we were going to have to literally start over from scratch, as if we'd never had anything before.
So Target became our friend.
And then you keep realizing oh, we thought we had everything and we don't have this.
I don't know, how many times did you have to go back to Walmart, back to Target, back to whatever, right?
Yeah, it was nuts.
And that's the same thing with getting things ready for the trailer, right? Because it's oh wait, I need this hose. Oh wait, I need that hookup. Oh wait, I need that. It's just an extra. So then we got settled. We got our truck. Which was actually a little complicated because we had to wire the money, and then it was Saturday that we got the truck, but we couldn't actually wire it until Monday morning, so we couldn't pick it up till Monday, but we were supposed to move the trailer on Sunday. And so Christian, good heart as he is, drove our now fifth wheel with his truck over to 20 minutes away, this first RV park that you're gonna see a video of, and he was able to drop it there, and then we were there with unable to move it. That was on Sunday. We got the truck on Monday, and that was great.
Yeah, so then we're at our first RV park, and we talk a little bit about that in the other video, but that was Abundant Life. And so really this is all the stuff that's been very tough. One of the other things was obviously we become so accustomed to cell service and internet and
First world problems.
Yeah, like it being so fast. Just because of our line of work and everything, we usually have very, very fast internet, and it just becomes something that you're used to. I have to say, as we transition into from all of the chaos, which there's been a lot, and we'll continue to share about all the real deal of what's happening with us, but that actually is a good transition to good stuff, because part of the reason we're even doing this is just to slow down and reconnect. And not having the internet, not having great cell service and everything was really like, okay, what do we do today? We explore, we connect as a family. Our youngest, who has opted most of the time not to be on camera, which is fine, is getting into baseball. And so we went out to Goodwill and got some mitts, and is that what they're called, mitts?
Yeah, gloves.
Gloves. And some stuff. And so she has just been, Kent and her and all of us really have been throwing the ball back and forth, and she's really into that. My oldest daughter Cadence and I just went every morning. We'd like, all right, let's get up. And there was this great hike, and we went and explored train tracks and had a great time. We'd work out in the gym together as a family.
Abundant Life had that. That was cool.
And it's just been really nice kind of reconnecting. And we're just being really raw and vulnerable with the girls of like, yeah, this is hard. We're feeling it too. And here are the things we're looking forward to, but here are the things that are hard. And we just keep checking in with them. And so far, so good.
Yeah, I mean, I had to sit down and be like, hey, listen, I'm saying no to everything because I feel so out of control. And I had to sit down and say, I'm so sorry. Like, let's do a reset. And so we did with the girls. And it was really, really good just to be able to, okay, our first week, let's reset. This was a little crazy. But then we started reflecting on all the good things. And the girls actually fell in love with the first RV park, which was like really good. Good space, good, just service. It was really awesome. And then the first week kind of just came and went, like
so fast.
Yeah, pretty fast.
It's been a lot.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's a lot's happened this week
to absorb and to do and everything. So
that was such a blessing was how everything lined up. I mean, like getting the trailer, like Heather said, from Christian, like couldn't have asked for a better person to get it from.
Oh, so true.
A RV park right next door to help install things, help fix things. Like it was install the hitch, install the internet antenna, and like just everything kind of worked out perfectly the way it needed to. And so as much chaos as it felt like there was, it actually was exactly what we needed where we were at the right time. So that's our first week in review.
Stick with us.
And we'll see you next week. After that, then we still didn't have...
Back up.
Okay, very good.
We will... But that's kind of the week in review, the first week.
Well, not yet.
Oh.
So, we are going to be giving...
That is not what we're called.
We Who Wander. Yeah.